What's going on, guys, and welcome to the last and final Opus 12 set review. Today we are doing Light and Dark. Now, this is actually the first set, I believe, that we don't have Light or Dark heroes, so this one's going to be relatively short. But hey, I got to review them, right? So without further ado, let's talk about Lena and Neo XII. Now, first of all, I don't know how many of you had a chance to play Lena yet, but let's talk about her. So 3-drop light 8K, above the curve, category 5, and Warrior of Light. So being 5 and Warrior of Light and Lena, she has like 4 searches already. Like, just to name a few, King Tycoon, I guess an old Wind EX Burst card, searches Lena or Ferris. 5, we just got Sildra, and Warrior of Light has tons of cards to search specific ones or like reveal top 5 like from the other one and grab it to your hand. So when Lena enters the field, place an Arise counter on Lena for each backup you control. When a backup enters the field, place an Arise counter on Lena. You can tap remove X Arise counters from Lena, choose a forward in your break zone. If it costs X, play it onto the field. So let's say 3 backups, you bring her in. She's got 3 counters. You can automatically reborn anything 3 or less. And as you continue to play the game, you know, play backups and whatever, she can be more useful. Now, what you might not know, or you might not realize, is if you can tap her and remove only one counter if you want, and reborn a 1-drop, and then next turn do it again, or activate her and reborn something else for 2 or less. And this is why she's such a great card. So I think the first time we've seen her right now in competitive play was that Japanese water lightning list that used 2 of her. The reason it was so useful in that deck, because we built it and we tested it, is because it had so many 1-drops and so many like 3-drops. So the average time that she did get played, she was reborning one of those. Mainly the Kate Sith and the Sid Previa, I believe, the one that gives haste. It's a 1-drop that gives haste. And so being able to recur those multiple turns if you're unable to remove Lena, because she's not easily removed, right? She's a 3/8, so she's just strong enough to kind of keep her alive a little, like an extra turn or 2. Doling and freezing her is obviously like a big thing, but yeah, if you're not careful, she will reborn several cards for several turns. Now, how do I feel she'll work in a Warrior of Light deck? I'm not so sure. I do appreciate like her job. It might, you know, make her stronger and, you know, give her brave so she's able to attack and reborn. But from what I remember, those decks don't have too many like backups that replace themselves or, you know, break and stuff like that. A lot of setup. But I guess she is able to be cheated in, I think, right? I have to go over it again, but the fact that you can cheat her in several times means that you're going to be reborning a lot of Warrior of Lights. So that's something to think about. Yeah, and if she's in a deck where there's a lot of low, you know, like Chocobos or even like anything that's, you know, reborns a lot of 1-drops or even 2 or 3-drops at the most, because she will benefit you. She will bring value to your deck at that point. Yeah, that's about it. She's really strong, so be on the lookout for her. Watch out for her. If you haven't tested her out, splash her in one of your decks, see if she fits. But now the boogeyman of the set, Neo XII, none job, Mobius 5. Neo XII is also card name XII in all situations. At the end of each of your opponent's turn, your opponent selects one character they control, put it into the break zone. When Neo XII is chosen by your opponent's summon or abilities, your opponent selects one character they control and put it into the break zone. So clearly overpowered. 610K. I think the last 10K we got was Braska, and he was 7, and then before that was Elnarsh, Elnarsh was 9, I think. No, Elnarsh was 610 also, right? But yeah, man, this guy's crazy. If you haven't run into it, when people drop him turn 1, it becomes a problem. I hope we don't create a situation where in this game you have to start building around him and like expect to. But if that's the case, everyone should be slightly building decks that like answer him, or at least have a way to interact with him safely. Like for example, Ice has Goomba. I don't know. The problem is playing Goomba, right? So being able to play Goomba will allow you a few extra turns to set up because you can give them the Goomba and then get another one from your deck. So it's a win-win really. But yeah, man, he's just such an annoying card to deal with. Placed at the right time, he might be damn near impossible to get rid of or remove from the board. And then as long as the game continues to go out, your opponent will eventually fall like behind and become crippled and unable to generate CP or present a board because they're going to have to make choices, and those choices just will not necessarily, like, it might be too late by the time they're hoping to pay off from those choices. Yeah, I don't know if I can't say yet because it's too early still to say if he's healthy for the game. But I'm glad to hear that like people aren't like, not everyone's playing XDeath.deck across the board. Everyone's still taking the higher road or whatever and building like strong competitive decks. It's kind of like almost trying to play like everyone play turbo discard. There'll always be those people that think that there's better ways to deal with the meta than cards like this or stuff like that. But either way, there's always people who will try to abuse this card. I tried it too for a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Once I saw what it could do, right? Like, it was used against me, and then I'm like, oh, this is annoying. Let's see if we can make it more annoying. And it was okay. It wasn't the best deck, but I'll share those with you when we go into talk more about XDeath in another video. But yeah, guys, like I said, this one's going to be short. Let me know what you think about XDeath and if you've tried Lena. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned for all the deck profiles coming up. And yeah, thanks, guys. Later.